On behalf of all members of our organization, York Regional Police, I extend our deepest condolences to the friends and families of the victims in this case. We are truly shocked and sorry for that such an incident took place in our region. We will do anything we can to assist and support the loved ones and anyone else impacted by this heartbreaking incident. Our family liaison officers are supporting the families and offering what comfort they can, as is Victim Services of York Region, which is also engaged. As you're aware, and I reported last night, at 7:20 p.m., York Regional Police responded to an active shooter incident at a condominium building located at 9235 Jane Street. As I mentioned at the scene, officers arrived to find a horrific scene, with 5 deceased victims having been shot and killed in 3 separate units. As you're aware, there was an interaction between the officers and a 73-year-old male suspect, a resident of that building, who died on the 3rd floor. He's been identified as Francesco Villi. The officer in that interaction is a 24-year veteran of York Regional Police, and he very likely saved lives by his actions last night. This is now the focus of an investigation by the Special Investigations Unit, and we can't speak in any more details to that. In terms of identifying the 5 deceased victims, we've been notified that the Office of the Chief Coroner will be confirming their identities, and we're not yet permitted to release their names through the Coroner's Office. We can tell you that there were 3 adult males and 2 adult females. A 6th victim, a 66-year-old woman, was seriously injured and remains in hospital, and as a victim, we'll be protecting her identity. We can say all victims reside in the condo building. 3 victims were members of the condominium board, but the motive for the shooting remains part of this very complicated and very fluid investigation, which is still ongoing at this time. Multiple search warrants are and will be executed, and we continue to interview witnesses, and until that's complete, we can't rule anything out. But rest assured, detectives in the Homicide Bureau are working diligently to find the answers in this horrible incident. And finally, I want to thank last night's first responders, our officers, York Region paramedics, York Region Transit, and everyone who responded quickly and professionally to the scene, as well as our emergency response unit, which conducted a thorough search of the building to clear it safely so residents could return to their homes. We realize a crime of this magnitude is traumatizing for friends and family who at this time of year especially now must deal with the tragic death of their loved ones. Difficult as well for residents in the building and the surrounding area, and we know for the larger community. We will continue to offer our sympathy and support as we work through this investigation, and we'll provide further updates when they become available. Thank you. Sure. Well, as we do any investigation, we have to look into the backgrounds of people that are involved, and what I can report at this point is just that they are condo board members. Obviously, that will be investigated thoroughly, and what comes from that we'll report at a later date, but it is fluid, it is ongoing, so we'll continue to move. Well, it will be part of the investigation, but it isn't the only part of the investigation. We have to look at every aspect of it, and one of them will be, what is his relationship to the victims? What is his relationship to the board? But I can't report or confirm any of that information yet because we're still interviewing people and conducting search warrants, so there's a lot of work still to be done. It's going to take us several days to get through a lot of information. One sec. Go ahead. Yeah, I can't confirm at this time our interaction with the suspect previous to today. I mean, at a later date, once we have all that information, we'll be able to share more, but for now, we can't share any further details. Yeah, I can't give you any details about the timeline prior to police engagement. What I can tell you is our officers received the call. Last night I reported at 7:20. The call actually came in at 7:21 p.m. And within 3 minutes and 20 seconds or so, our officers were on scene. So I can confirm that timeline in terms of the fact that we responded quickly, and then what happened prior to that and after, I can't comment.
And how long did it take to locate the suspect in the building?
I don't have that information, sorry.
Chief, what was the 73-year-old man doing with the gun? Was he a registered gun owner?
I can't confirm that at this time. I don't have those details, actually.
Anything you can talk about the victims? I know you can't, you're waiting for the coroner to formally identify them. Do you have an age range?
No, I don't have any further details other than what I provided. There will be more on that, as I suspect, once we work through with the coroner's office and find out when those postmortems are done and they've done their piece to this investigation. We should be able to release more on those victims then, and as we support the families going forward.
The SIU says that a semi-automatic handgun was recovered from the scene. Can you tell us if there was, what kind of ammunition was with it? Were other guns found? Has the suspect's unit been searched yet, and have any more guns or any more evidence related to this rampage?
Yeah, I can't comment on if I am aware of the fact that the SIU suggested that it was a semi-automatic handgun. I would refer to the SIU for any other details on ammunition or anything else. That will be part of their main part of the investigation, which is to deal with the shooting prior to police involvement.
Are you able to tell us where your officers interacted with the suspect? Was it in his unit? Was it in a hallway? Or what?
It was on the 3rd floor. That's what I can confirm at this point.
Chief, you say the call at 7:21 p.m. Your officers were on scene in 3 minutes. The SIU says that the suspect was shot at around 8 p.m. So that's about 40 minutes that this person was in the building. Does that timeline sort of roughly check out with you in terms of just what that person was able to do in 40 minutes?
Well, I can tell you that's the first I've heard of this 8 o'clock time frame as far as when the interaction occurred between our officers, so I can't comment any further on that. That's for the SIU.
Can you just describe more, or anything you can share about how the shootings happened? Were these people targeted inside their units? Did they open the door to the shooter not knowing, what was about to happen?
Yeah, I can't comment on that. Like I said, it happened at 3 separate units in the building, so you'll have to just leave it with that for now, and until we can get further details out of the investigation. Like I said, our officers are doing search warrants. Those search warrants will be executed in the next bit of time, and obviously a part of that will be getting into those units themselves to determine a lot of the information about how the interaction occurred, how they got in, how he got in, did he get in, was it in the hallway? I can't confirm any of that right now. I'm sorry?
Were these units on different floors?
Yes.
And were these 3 units the units of the 3 condo board members that were deceased?
I can't confirm that at this time.
Were there any shots fired at your officers?
Not that I'm aware of at this time.
Do you think these victims were targeted?
I think it's hard to say that at this point until we finish the investigation. And as you know, in these investigations like this, when there's a high number of casualties, we want to get the information right, and I know you're all eager to get further details, and I'm eager to share it when we have it, but when it's accurate. And right now, anything I provide over and above what I said would be pure speculation, so I want to make sure we get it right.
Did the suspect have anyone living with him in the unit? Any family members, or was he living alone?
I can't confirm that, and I don't know, actually.
Chief, when your crews arrived on scene, did they know what they were looking for or who they were looking for? What was the process that they were meticulously going floor to floor, unit to unit?
Yeah, I don't have the details on that. I mean, I know they responded to a call of a male party there, and that was likely involved in a shooting. Over and above that, I can't tell you anymore because I haven't even looked at the call myself completely.
Was the suspect known to police at all? Did he
Last
have
one.
a record at all?
I can't confirm that. That's going to come out in the investigation, and that will likely come out through the SIU. Thanks for asking that. I really appreciate you asking that question. The officer, he is doing okay, right? This is a tragic situation, and one we hope no one ever has to deal with, whether it's an officer or a family member, a victim. But all I can say is he's doing okay at this point.
Was your officer alone when he encountered the suspect?
I don't know. Okay? Thank you very much. We'll share further details when we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We're not going to be providing one-on-ones at this point, so that does conclude our press conference for today. Thank you all very much for attending.